She couldn't speak. He didn't listen. The baby was dying. 3 days. No food. Just screaming. His wife was dead. Her daughter was dead. But her body remembered. Milk meant for a ghost. A stranger's desperate eyes. Blood on expensive fabric. 3 a.m. in an empty diner. Please, he said in broken English. She knew this was insane. Knew the blood meant violence. Knew the gun under his jacket meant danger. But when she held that dying baby, when he finally latched on, when his father broke down crying, when the Korean crime boss offered her $15,000 a month to live in his mansion and keep his son alive, when she said yes to a man she didn't know, entering a world she didn't understand, she had no idea she was falling in love with the man who would make her choose between safety and family, between running away and fighting for everything. What happened next changed everything. A true story of grief, love, and second chances. She lost her daughter 2 months ago. Her body still produces milk for a baby who'll never come home. Then at 3 a.m., a blood-soaked stranger crashes through her diner door, begging her to save his dying son. The baby won't eat, won't take a bottle. Only one thing can save him now, and only she can provide it. But this isn't just any father. The expensive suit, the gun under his jacket, the way his eyes scan for threats. This Korean man who speaks broken English carries danger like cologne. And when their eyes meet across the empty diner, Lola knows this decision will change everything. His dying son, her grieving heart, one impossible choice. Before we dive deeper into this story, if you love stories about unlikely love, cultural fusion, and second chances against all odds, hit that like button right now, subscribe to Afro Korean Veil, and drop a comment telling us what you think will happen next. Will Lola help this stranger? Can love really bloom from tragedy? Stay with us, and don't forget to share this video with someone who needs to believe in unexpected miracles. The baby's screams pierce through the 3 a.m. silence of Mama's kitchen in Houston's 3rd Ward, like a siren that won't quit. Lola's hands freeze over the industrial dishwasher, suds dripping from her yellow gloves, as the diner's front door crashes open with such force the bell doesn't even have time to jingle before it's ripped from its hinge. A man in a blood-splattered designer suit stumbles through, cradling a tiny bundle that won't stop wailing. And when their eyes meet across the empty diner, Lola sees something she recognizes too well in his face. Desperation. The kind that makes you do things you never thought you'd do. The kind that's been her constant companion for the last 2 months, since she buried her own daughter. The man crosses the checkered floor in 4 long strides. His face is all sharp angles and exhaustion. Korean features drawn tight with something beyond physical tiredness. Please, he says, and his accent wraps around the Ijiu, English word, like he's fighting it. My son. 3 days. He won't eat. Won't take bottle. Won't take formula. Doctors say only one thing works now. His eyes drop to Lola's chest, then snap back to her face with something like shame. Mother's milk. You are mother. I can tell. Lola's manager Ray emerges from the kitchen, his hand already moving toward the phone. Sir, you need to leave, or I'm calling. I pay. The man interrupts, pulling a wallet from his jacket with his free hand while keeping the screaming infant pressed against his shoulder. He throws it on the counter and it lands with a heavy thud. Everything in there, just please. Lola's heart hammers against her ribs. She knows she should walk away, clock out, pretend this never happened. But the baby's cry shifts to something weaker, more desperate, and her body responds before her mind can catch up. Her breasts ache with the familiar heaviness. The milk that was meant for Zainab, her daughter who never made it past 3 weeks. The milk her body keeps producing, like it doesn't understand that death means you stop preparing for life. Ray, take a break, Lola hears herself say. Her voice sounds far away, like it belongs to someone else. Someone braver. Someone who hasn't spent 2 months wanting to disappear into the Houston heat. Lola, you can't be serious. You don't know this man. Look at him. That's blood on his. I said take a break. She pulls off her gloves with shaking hands. The man is already moving toward the corner booth, the one hidden from the street view by the ancient jukebox that hasn't worked since the 90s. Lola follows, her waitress shoes squeaking on the linoleum. This is insane. This is dangerous. This is exactly the kind of story that ends badly on true crime podcasts. But the baby's cry has become a whimper, and something in her chest cracks open. What's your name? She asks as she slides into the booth across from him. Min-jun. Park Min-jun. He adjusts the baby carefully, like he's holding something precious and breakable and utterly foreign to him. This is Jiwoo, my son. His mother died 3 days ago. Childbirth complications. She hemorrhaged, and they couldn't stop it, and now he won't eat, and I don't know what to do. The words tumble out in a rush, his accent thickening with emotion. In Korea, we would have wet nurses, family members, somebody. Here I have nobody. My people, they are not good with babies. They are good with other things. Lola understands that last part. The way he says it. The blood on his sleeve. The expensive watch that probably costs more than her entire year's rent. The cold weight of a gun she can see outlined beneath his jacket. Your people, she repeats carefully. What exactly do your people do, Min-jun? He meets her eyes and doesn't lie. Things that keep us alive. Things that keep us powerful. Things I don't want my son anywhere near. But right now, those things don't matter. Right now, I just need him to live. The baby whimpers again, and Lola makes her decision. She unbuttons the top 3 buttons of her uniform, trying to maintain some dignity in this impossible situation. Give him here. Min-jun stands and moves around to her side of the booth. Up close, she can smell expensive cologne mixed with sweat and something metallic. Blood. Definitely blood. He places Jiwoo in her arms with a gentleness that contradicts everything else about him, and the baby's tiny face turns instinctively toward her chest. When he latches on, the relief is instant and mutual. The physical pressure releases from her breasts. The baby's cries stop, and Min-jun's entire body sags against the booth like someone cut his strings. Thank you, he whispers. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And then this dangerous man with blood on his clothes puts his face in his hands and cries. They sit like that for 40 minutes. Lola doesn't speak, doesn't ask questions, just holds this stranger's baby and lets him drain away the milk meant for a daughter who will never need it. She watches Min-jun pull himself together piece by piece, wiping his eyes with the backs of his hands like he's ashamed to be seen breaking down. When Jiwoo finally pulls away, milk-drunk and sleepy, Min-jun takes him back with steady hands. How much? He asks, reaching for the wallet on the table. Nothing. You don't pay someone for this. Then I owe you something bigger than money. He pulls out a business card instead, plain white with just a phone number in black ink. This is my private line. You call this number any time, day or night, for anything. And I come. You understand? Anything. Lola takes the card, even though she knows she should throw it away the moment he leaves. Your son needs more than one feeding. This doesn't solve your problem. I know. Min-jun stands, adjusting Jiwoo against his shoulder. The baby is finally peaceful, tiny fist curled against his father's neck. Can I come back? Tomorrow night, same time. I work until 2. Then I come at 2. And he does. For 7 nights straight, Min-jun appears at Mama's kitchen at exactly 2 in the morning. They fall into a routine. The corner booth. 45 minutes. Sometimes Jiwoo eats quickly and falls asleep. Sometimes he fights it, and they have to try different positions. Lola learns that Min-jun hums Korean lullabies under his breath when he's nervous, that he checks his phone obsessively, responding to messages in rapid Korean that she can't read, that he always has at least 2 guns on him. that he tips Ray $300 every night to look the other way. On the 8th night, Min-jun doesn't come alone. Another Korean man follows him in, younger, with a face like carved stone, and eyes that catalogue everything in 3 seconds flat. Hyung-nim, he says to Min-jun, and the word carries weight, even though Lola doesn't understand it. This is not wise. The others are talking. Let them talk. Tae-yang. Min-jun's voice drops into something cold and sharp. My son eats. That's what matters. Your son eats from a stranger, a woman with no background check, no verification, no... Watch your mouth. The temperature in the diner drops 20 degrees. She saved my son's life. Show respect. Tae-yang's jaw works, but he bows slightly. Not to Min-jun. To Lola. I apologize. I am only concerned for the family's security. The family is secure when Ji-woo thrives, Min-jun says. Go wait in the car. After Tae-yang leaves, the feeding happens in tense silence. When Ji-woo finishes, Min-jun doesn't stand up immediately. Instead, he places an envelope on the table between them. Open it. Inside is more cash than Lola has ever seen in one place. Hundreds bundled together with paper bands. I can't take this. You can. You will. But that's not why I put it there. Min-jun leans forward, his dark eyes intense. My son needs consistency, stability. These midnight meetings, they are not enough. He needs you more than once a day. He needs you in his home, available, safe. I am asking you to come live with me, to be his wet nurse full-time. $15,000 a month for 6 months. At the end, a $50,000 completion bonus, your own private quarters, your own locked room, freedom to come and go as you please during day hours, church on Sundays if you want. Whatever you need. Lola's hands shake as she closes the envelope. You're asking me to move into the home of a man I don't know, a man who runs some kind of criminal organization, a man whose associate just implied I might be a threat to his family's security. Yes? That's insane. Yes? Min-jun doesn't look away. But my son needs you. And I think maybe you need him too. I see how you look at him. Like he's filling something empty inside you. I'm not trying to replace your daughter. I would never dishonor her memory like that. But maybe we can help each other survive our grief. The truth in those words hits Lola like a physical blow. She has been surviving. Nothing more, since Zainab died. Moving through days like a ghost. Working shifts at the diner because the alternative is sitting alone in her studio apartment, staring at the empty crib she can't bring herself to dismantle. Her family back in Lagos keeps calling, asking when she's coming home, and she keeps lying about being fine, about building a life here in America. But there's no life, just existence. I need to think about it, she says finally. Take 24 hours, then decide. Min-jun stands, Ji-woo sleeping peacefully against his chest. But know this, Lola, I am not a good man. I have done things that would make you run screaming if you knew. But I am trying to be a good father, and I keep my word. Always. You accept this arrangement, I promise you will be protected like family, because that's what you would be. He leaves the envelope on the table. $10,000 in cash. Lola stares at it for a long time after he's gone. She thinks about her nursing school dreams, abandoned when the student visa complications started. About her mother in Lagos, who needs surgery she can't afford. About Zainab's hospital bills that are still drowning her in debt. About the fact that she has nothing and no one in this massive, indifferent city. She calls the number on his card at exactly midnight the next night. I have conditions. Name them. My own space that locks from the inside. No one enters without my permission. I keep my own schedule for church and personal time. You never ask me to lie to police or do anything illegal. And if I ever feel unsafe, I leave immediately with no penalties. and you help me get somewhere secure. Agreed to all of it. When can you start? I need 3 days to settle my lease. I'll send Tae-yang to help you move. And Lola, thank you. Min-jun's home isn't what she expects. She pictured something flashy, ostentatious, dripping with new money. Instead, the house in River Oaks is elegant and understated. All clean lines and minimalist design. The security, though, that's another story. Cameras everywhere. Guards at the gate. Reinforced doors with biometric locks. Tae-yang escorts her through 3 checkpoints before they reach the main house. The boss's room is in the East Wing, Tae-yang explains, his English more relaxed now. Your quarters are in the West Wing. Complete separation. Private bathroom. Small kitchen, sitting area. Mrs. Chen, the housekeeper, she set everything up for you. If you need anything, you ask her or you ask me. Never the other men. You understand? The other men? Boss runs an import business. People come and go. You don't ask questions about the people. You don't talk to the people. You smile polite and you walk away. For your safety. Import business. Right. Lola has seen enough movies to know what that's code for. But she's here now. Might as well see it through. Her room is beautiful. Spacious. Decorated in soft creams and blues, with a window overlooking a garden. There's a crib set up in the corner, and when she looks inside, Ji-woo is sleeping peacefully, his tiny chest rising and falling in steady rhythm. He's beautiful when he's quiet, isn't he? Min-jun's voice comes from the doorway. He's changed from his usual suits into casual clothes, jeans and a simple black t-shirt, and somehow he looks younger. More vulnerable. Mrs. Chen will show you the feeding schedule we've been trying to establish. Every 3 hours during the day, longer stretches at night as he grows. You need anything. Anything at all, you tell her. She's been with my family for 20 years. She knows all the secrets and keeps them all. The first week is strange. Lola falls into a rhythm of feeding, changing, playing with Ji-woo. He's a sweet baby, all chubby cheeks and curious eyes. He doesn't cry much anymore now that he's getting proper nutrition. Min-jun keeps his distance, only appearing during evening feeding times, watching from the doorway like he's afraid to intrude on something sacred. Mrs. Chen, a tiny Korean woman with iron grey hair and warm eyes, teaches Lola Korean phrases for baby care. Baigopa means hungry. Janda means sleepy. Sarange means I love you. On the 8th night, Lola finds Min-jun in the nursery at 3 in the morning, sitting in the rocking chair with Ji-woo in his arms, singing softly in Korean. She watches from the hallway, not wanting to interrupt. His voice is surprisingly beautiful, rich and low, wrapping around words she doesn't understand but can feel the meaning of. Loss, love, hope. When the song ends, she steps into the room. That was beautiful. What does it mean? Min-jun doesn't startle, like he knew she was there all along. It's a traditional lullaby about the moon watching over children while they sleep. My mother sang it to me. Her mother sang it to her. I want Ji-woo to know where he comes from, even if I'm trying to keep him away from what we've become. Tell me about his mother. Lola sits in the window seat, pulling her robe tighter against the air conditioning. Hana. Her name was Hana. Means one or first, depending on context. She was both for me. First love. Only love. We grew up together in Daegu. Our families were connected in the business. It was arranged at first, our marriage. But then it became real. She wanted to leave Korea, start fresh somewhere. I brought her here thinking we could build something different. But you can't run from what you are. The business followed. She got pregnant and was so happy. Planned everything. Bought clothes months in advance. Learned English baby songs. Then labor started and something went wrong. They told me later about placental abruption, hemorrhaging, emergency surgery. Technical words that mean my wife died screaming, and I couldn't do anything to stop it. His voice doesn't break, but Lola can hear the fractures beneath it. And then Jiwoo wouldn't eat, and I thought I would lose him too. Lose the only piece of her I have left. Until you. I'm sorry, Lola says quietly. For your loss. For Hana. For what you're carrying. And I'm sorry for yours. Zainab. That was her name, yes? Mrs. Chen mentioned it. Said you keep a photo by your bed. Lola nods, surprised the housekeeper noticed. Surprised she cares about the invasion of privacy less than she thought she would. She was early, 28 weeks. Fought for 3 weeks in the NICU. I thought she would make it. She was so strong. But her lungs just couldn't develop fast enough. I was holding her when she stopped breathing. They sit in silence for a long moment, two broken people held together by the sleeping child between them. Do you believe in fate? Min-jun asks finally. That maybe some things happen for reasons we can't see yet. I don't know. Maybe. Or maybe we're just two desperate people, making the best of impossible situations. Perhaps both can be true. Min-jun stands, carefully placing Jiwoo back in the crib. Good night, Lola. Thank you. For being here. For keeping him alive. For keeping me sane. Good night, Min-jun. The days blur into weeks. Lola learns more Korean from Mrs. Chen, picks up on the household rhythms, figures out which guards are friendly and which ones watch her with suspicious eyes. Tae-yang, despite his initial hostility, becomes something like a friend. He teaches her Korean card games during Jiwoo's nap times, explains the cultural significance of different foods Mrs. Chen prepares, warns her when Min-jun is having a bad day and it's better to keep distance. Min-jun himself remains respectful, but increasingly present. He starts joining feeding times, sitting across from her, talking about nothing and everything. She learns he wanted to be a musician before family obligations pulled him into the business, that he speaks 4 languages, that he's terrified of becoming like his father, who ruled their organization with brutal efficiency and zero compassion, that he's trying to transition everything legitimate, but it's like turning an aircraft carrier with a canoe paddle. Why are you telling me all this? Lola asks one evening after Jiwoo has fallen asleep between them on the couch. It's become their routine, this quiet hour after the baby sleeps, before Min-jun disappears into his office for late-night calls with people in Korea. Because you listen without judgment. Because you see me as more than what I do. Because when you look at me, I don't see fear. I see someone who understands what it's like to carry impossible weight. He shifts, careful not to wake Jiwoo. And because I'm tired of pretending I don't feel something when you're near. Lola's breath catches. Min-jun. I know. It's inappropriate. You work for me. You're here for my son, not for me. I'm not asking for anything, just wanted to be honest. In my world, honesty is rare. Treasure it when you find it. But honesty once spoken changes everything. The air between them crackles with new awareness. When their hands brush passing Jiwoo back and forth, neither pulls away quickly. When their eyes meet across the room, something electric passes between them. Lola finds herself choosing outfits more carefully, styling her natural hair in ways that she hasn't bothered with since before Zainab. Wearing the perfume her mother sent from Lagos. Mrs. Chen notices. You smile more now, she says in her careful English while they prepare bottles in the kitchen. Is good. House was too sad before. Now has life again. I'm just doing my job. Mrs. Chen's knowing look says she doesn't believe that for a second. Boss is smiling too. First time since Miss Hana. You are good for this family. Tae-yang is less subtle. Hyung-nim is distracted, he tells Lola bluntly one afternoon, while she's playing with Jiwoo in the garden. Missing meetings, letting things slide. The others notice. They think you make him soft. That's not my intention. Intention doesn't matter. Perception is reality in this business. They see weakness, they push. Already Dimitri's crew is testing boundaries, moving into our territory in the East End, making noise about the Korean boss who's too busy playing house to defend his interests. Who's Dimitri? Russian. Runs girls and guns through Galveston. Used to have arrangement with Hyungnim's father. Now thinks the son is weak. Might be right. Taeyang's face is serious. I tell you this because you should know. Things could get dangerous. Might want to take Ji-woo and go visit your church friends for a while. But Lola doesn't leave. Not even when she starts noticing the increased security, the extra guards. The tense phone calls Min-jun takes at odd hours, the night he comes back with blood on his knuckles and a split lip that Mrs. Chen patches up in grim silence. She finds him later in Ji-woo's room, watching his son sleep with an expression that breaks her heart. "Come with me," she says quietly, taking his hand. They go to her room. She makes him sit while she gets the first aid kit Mrs. Chen missed, cleans the cuts properly, her fingers gentle on his face. "Tell me what happened." Dimitri sent a message, a violent one, ambushed 2 of my men in Midtown, beat them bad enough to send a point. That I'm weak, that I'm distracted, that I'm not my father. Min-jun's jaw clenches. He's not wrong about the last part. I'm not my father. Don't want to be. But that doesn't mean I'm weak. What are you going to do? What I have to. Remind everyone why my family has held power for 30 years. Show them that choosing not to be brutal isn't the same as being unable to be brutal. He catches her hand as she dabs antiseptic on his split lip. You should leave. Take Ji-woo. Mrs. Chen has a sister in Austin. Safe house. You could stay there until this blows over. Will it blow over? Eventually. These things always do. Someone backs down, or someone dies, and the balance resets. And if it's you who dies? Min-jun pulls her hand to his chest, over his heart. Then Ji-woo has the money I've set aside. Trust fund. Clean money from legitimate investments. He'll be taken care of. And you'll get your completion bonus plus extra. Enough to go home to Lagos if you want. Or stay here, start nursing school. Whatever you choose. I don't want your money if you're dead, you stubborn man. The words come out harder than intended. I want you alive. I want Ji-woo to know his father. I want... She stops, realizing what she's about to say. Want what? Min-jun stands, suddenly close, his hand coming up to cup her face. Tell me, Lola, what do you want? This, you, us, whatever this is becoming. The confession tumbles out. I know it's complicated. I know it's probably stupid. I know I'm supposed to just be the hired help. But somewhere between feeding your son and listening to you sing Korean lullabies and watching you try so hard to be good in a world that punishes goodness, I started feeling things I have no right to feel. Min-jun's response is to kiss her. Soft at first, questioning, giving her room to pull away. When she doesn't, when she instead grabs his shirt and pulls him closer, it deepens into something desperate and real and absolutely terrifying. They break apart, breathing hard, foreheads pressed together. This is a bad idea, he whispers. Terrible idea, she agrees. Could get complicated, messy. Already is. My life is dangerous. You could get hurt. Ji-woo could get hurt. Then we protect each other. That's what families do. And it's true. Somewhere along the way, they've become a family. Not through blood or law, but through shared grief and unexpected connection, and the tiny boy sleeping peacefully 1 room over, who needs them both. Min-jun kisses her again, and this time, there's promise in it. Future. Hope. I'm going to fix this. The Dimitri situation. The business. All of it. Going to make us safe. Make us legitimate. Give Ji-woo a life where he doesn't have to choose between honor and morality. How? Working on it. Have contacts in the district attorney's office. People who want what I know about bigger fish. Willing to deal if I cooperate. Turn evidence. Help them build cases against the real monsters. In exchange, immunity for me. Fresh start. Legal business only. Will your people accept that? Some will, some won't. Those who won't, I'll handle. The hardness in his voice reminds her that Min-jun might want to be good, might be trying to change, but he's still capable of violence when necessary. But that's my problem. Your job is just to keep Ji-woo healthy and happy. And maybe if you're willing, keep me sane through this transition. I can do that. They talk through the night, curled together on her couch while Ji-woo sleeps in his crib. Make plans. Dream about futures that feel impossible, but maybe, just maybe, could be real. When dawn breaks, Min-jun kisses her forehead and goes to face whatever fresh hell the day brings. The hell arrives 2 nights later. Lola is putting Ji-woo down for the night when she hears the first gunshot, then another. Then the rapid pop, pop, pop of automatic weapons. She grabs the baby and runs to the panic room. Min-jun showed her during her first week the reinforced door, the supplies, the direct line to his phone. Stay there. His voice crackles through, tense but controlled. Don't come out until I come get you personally. You hear anyone else, anyone at all, you don't open that door, understand? What's happening? Dimitri making his move, bigger than expected. We're handling it. Just keep Ji-woo quiet and stay safe. I love you. The line goes dead before she can process that last part. He loves her. In the middle of a firefight, with death raining down, he took the time to say it. The next 3 hours are the longest of Lola's life. She holds Ji-woo close, singing every Nigerian lullaby her mother ever taught her, every hymn she learned in church, anything to keep him calm and keep herself from screaming. The sounds of fighting fade eventually, then silence, then footsteps. Lola, it's me, open up. Min-jun looks like he walked through a war zone. Because he did. Blood on his clothes, smoke streaked across his face, exhaustion making him sway on his feet. But he's alive. He's whole. He's here. It's over, he says, pulling her and Ji-woo into his arms. Dimitri's dead. His lieutenants scattered. Message sent. We're safe now. For how long? Long enough. The DA came through. Deals in place. I testify next month. Give them everything on the Armenian network, the Colombian suppliers, the Russians' money laundering operations. In exchange, immunity and protection. Fresh start. Clean slate. We can actually do this, Lola. We can build something real. 3 months later, they're doing it. Min-jun officially goes legitimate, selling off the illegal operations to carefully vetted successors who agree to strict terms about minimizing violence. The federal protection kicks in. The testimony happens. And through it all, Lola is there, supporting, believing, loving this complicated man who's trying so hard to be better than his history. But the past doesn't let go easily. When Ji-woo is 6 months old, Min-jun's late wife's mother appears at the gate. Mrs. Park is elegant and cold, speaking through a translator with precise, cutting words. She wants custody of her grandson. Claims Min-jun's lifestyle, his criminal history, his relationship with a hired servant make him unfit. You understand nothing of our culture, the translator conveys Mrs. Park's words to Lola. In Korea, children belong to the father's family. You are just the wet nurse. You have no rights here, no claim. When we take Ji-woo back to Daegu, you will be forgotten. The custody battle is brutal. They hire the best lawyers, gather character witnesses. Pastor Michael from the church Lola attends testifies about her faith and kindness. Mrs. Chen speaks to her dedication. Tai Yang, in a suit that makes him look almost respectable, explains how she brought life back to a broken household. Min-jun's lawyer presents evidence of his cooperation with authorities, his legitimate business ventures, his transformation from crime boss to dedicated father. But Mrs. Park's lawyers counter with old arrest records, leaked photos from surveillance operations, insinuations about impropriety between employer and employee. The judge, a middle-aged black woman named Henderson, listens to 3 days of testimony. Then she calls for closing statements. Min-jun's lawyer stands first. Your Honor, this case is about what's best for Ji-woo. Not about his late mother's family's hurt feelings. Not about cultural expectations. Not about past mistakes. This child has thrived under his father's care and Miss Lola's nurturing. He knows no other home. He calls her Mama. He reaches for his father when scared. You separate them. You traumatize a child who's already lost his birth mother. That's not justice. That's cruelty. Mrs. Park's lawyer responds with appeals to tradition, culture, family honor. But when Lola looks at the judge, she sees a woman who understands, who maybe came from a complicated background herself. Who knows what it means to build family from broken pieces? Judge Henderson's ruling is swift. Custody remains with Mr. Park. Miss Lola will be formally recognized as legal guardian with full parental rights. Mrs. Park may have supervised visitation once monthly if she chooses. This court recognizes that family is built through love and care, not just blood and tradition. We're adjourned. The relief is overwhelming. Min-jun grabs Lola's hand, squeezing tight. They did it. They actually did it. 2 weeks later, Min-jun proposes properly. Not with a huge production or expensive ring at first, just the two of them and Ji-woo on a blanket in Herman Park, watching the sunset. Marry me, he says simply. Not because it makes sense legally. Not because it helps the custody case. Because I love you. Because you made me believe in second chances. Because I want to build a life with you that honors both our cultures and creates something new for Ji-woo. Marry me, Lola. Please. The ring comes later. A beautiful blend of Korean and Nigerian design elements. The wedding comes 6 months after that. A gorgeous fusion ceremony in Austin. Korean traditions mixed with Nigerian ones. Min-jun wears a traditional hanbok. Lola wears a stunning Nigerian wrapper and blouse her mother sent from Lagos, along with the Korean wedding jewelry Min-jun's family tradition requires. They exchange vows in English, Korean, and Yoruba. Serve bulgogi alongside jollof rice. Dance to both K-pop and Afro beats. Mrs. Chen cries through the whole ceremony. Tai Yang gives a surprisingly emotional best man speech about redemption and unlikely families. Even Mrs. Park attends, maintaining her distance but acknowledging the marriage with a stiff bow and a gift of antique Korean baby clothes for Ji-woo. They settle in Austin permanently, buying a house in Hyde Park with a big yard and enough rooms for the family they're planning. Min-jun's legitimate import business actually thrives, bringing Korean goods to Texas markets. Lola enrolls in nursing school at UT Austin, finally pursuing her dream with Min-jun's full support and Mrs. Chen's help with Ji-woo. 2 years after that first desperate meeting in Mama's kitchen, they're building something beautiful. Ji-woo is 3 now, speaking Korean, English, and Yoruba with equal fluency. He calls Lola Mama and Min-jun Appa and switches between languages mid-sentence, like all of them are equally his, because they are. He belongs to all of it, Korean and Nigerian and American, and something entirely new. Lola's mother finally visits from Lagos, meeting her grandson and son-in-law for the first time. She cries when Ji-woo greets her in Yoruba, when he shows her the Nigerian flag on his bedroom wall next to the Korean one. You made something good from sadness, she tells Lola. Zainab would be proud. She sent you to this baby who needed you. I believe that. Min-jun overhears, and later, in the quiet of their bedroom, he pulls Lola close. Do you believe that? That maybe all of this, as painful as it was leading us to each other? I don't know, maybe. Or maybe we're just 2 broken people who got lucky enough to find each other in the wreckage. She touches his face, this man who saved her as much as she saved him. Either way, I'm grateful. For Ji-woo, for you, for second chances. For second chances, Min-jun echoes, and kisses her like they have all the time in the world, which they do now. Time to heal. Time to grow. Time to build a family that doesn't fit any traditional mold, but works perfectly for them. If you made it this far, you're part of the Afro-Korean Veil family. Drop a comment telling us what you think about Lola and Min-jun's journey. Would you have taken the risk like Lola did? Do you believe people can really change like Min-jun? What do you think their biggest challenge will be moving forward? And hey, while you're down there, smash that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and share this story with someone who needs to believe in unexpected love and second chances. What other Afro-Korean stories do you want to hear? Let us know in the comments.